Hey, yo, Roscoe,
Yo,
I was sitting up here thinking about the phrase "a snake in the grass," and I wanted to read to you what it means. It says the phrase "a snake in the grass" denotes a treacherous person or a harmful thing that is hidden or seemingly harmless. The reason I bring that up to you is because I wanted to have a discussion with you about this video that I came across with Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin.
okay.
But before we get into that video, I want to get your take on a snake in the grass and if you've ever dealt with one.
Oh man, I've dealt with plenty. I've dealt with plenty snakes in the grass. A person who's a snake to me is somebody who doesn't exhibit a loyalty. Somebody who kind of is an unscrupulous, excuse me, but somebody who just has no boundaries as far as where in a negative manner too, as far as where they'll take things and how they'll be able to exploit situations and whatnot. So when I think of snakes in the grass, I just think of, where is the grass? The grass is on the ground. I think of people who are on the willing to do dirt. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I think of when I think of snakes and snakes in the grass in particular.
Yeah, when you think of a snake, for the most part, like we do have the benign garden snake, and there are other snakes that are not out to necessarily do harm. But then there are those pythons that'll choke you, and then those pit vipers that'll inject you with so much venom that your whole nervous system will collapse. And so when you think of a snake in the grass, it's something hidden, it's something clandestine, it's something that's not coming outright at you to let you know, I mean to do you harm. It's a means of deception to hide, and that's what it denotes. However, in this video that I'm about to play, Nikki Giovanni, she hits on something very profound in my opinion. So let's watch the video real quick, and then when we come back, I want to get your take on it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And he was quite right, because there wasn't anything.
There's something, because all I know that works in the world is a relationship.
Yes, all right.
Okay, that's all that's going to work. It takes two people to have a relationship.
Yeah, but the relationship.
If you don't have a dream, fake it.
But the relationship, you can't fake a dream.
You got to fake it, because we don't have dreams these days. How the hell can you have a dream? For what?
Well, it isn't.
So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me, and you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you'll lie to me, because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man? For 10 years, so that we can get a child on his feet that says, yeah, father smiled at mother.
All right, so after that video, bro, what's your take on what the sister Nikki Giovanni said to James Baldwin about relationships?
Dude, first of all, that was very interesting. For people who haven't seen that whole conversation being had between those two, it's actually a very interesting conversation. But the one thing that she speaks of in particular, when you talk about when she talks about like why aren't our men, when she's speaking as a woman, but she's saying why isn't black man like lying to us like they're lying to the world. And I think it's interesting, especially when we open how we open, when we talking about snakes in the grass, and really what she's talking about when she's talking about the lie here. It's actually a positive thing, and it's very much the anti-snake in the grass kind of mentality when you think about it, because when she's saying, why don't you lie to me, she already said it. You know, we go out into the world and we cover up a lot of the things that we're really going through in our day, and we'll go to work and, like she said, we'll lie to the boss, pretty much cover up whether we may be having a bad day, but we'll cover that up and say, no, I'm having a great day, and you know that's a lie. You'll talk to other people throughout your day, and you know you'll cover up and smile and laugh and make as if everything is okay when you really have stuff that's going on. But when you get home is when you tend to take that mask off now and unleash. And what she's talking about is being that person, being that partner who's has a mate who has lied to the world, had that mask on for the world, and then comes home, takes off that mask, and is no longer willing to be that happy person that they were at work, or this person, or the person with all the energy that they had for other people on the outside world. So when she speaks of the lie, she's speaking of, I want that same thing that you've been giving to everybody else. That same energy, and that, I guess that's, as the kids would say today, that same energy that you gave them, give me, you know. So when she speaks of the lie, that's basically kind of what she's saying, is that that she just wants that same energy that you've been giving the world, all that positivity, all that work, all the smile, all of this, that, and the other that you've been giving to them. I want that. I want that mask on for me. So that's what she's saying. That's what I hear when I hear speaking. Excuse me.
Yes. I also like how James Baldwin, how he says, you know, he's on the right track when he's saying, you know, I love you. I'm not going to lie to you, nor should I lie to you. But Nikki, she's taking it to the realm of saying, you know, we all lie. That's a given. You know you don't want to be at that job smiling with those people, but it's a sacrifice taking place for you to be able to put food on the table because of how this capitalist system is set up. However, her words remind me, because she is petitioning the black man, her words remind me of a song from the SOS band, Be Good to Me. And the woman, when she's singing, she's like, I don't care about the other girls, just be good to me. That's essentially what Nikki is saying in that song. Like, you're out in the world being good to all these other people. Bring that same good energy here. Because when you're here, and we've talked about this on previous shows, how you'll deal with all the nonsense out in the world, but then you take all that negative energy and then dump it on the people you love. And that's not fair. That's not true love. If you feel like you have to do that, you probably should exit that relationship. But I understand what she's saying wholeheartedly. I never saw this interview before, but when you really think about it, yeah, there's a sacrifice with love that should be in place. And she even brings it up. If we can't stay together for 10 years to raise this child to be healthy, so that this child can say, my dad smiled with my mom, and vice versa. This isn't just on the men, this is on the women too, because what she's essentially saying is, don't bring the toxicity home. you know,
Right.
I think it goes. I think it should be said that we should probably have punching bags, other outlets before we go home to live with the people that we claim we love. We should be able to get all of our frustrations off some kind of way. And I'm not talking about cheating, just some other type of coping mechanism that allows us to show this person that we lay down at night that we can be trusted. Yeah, the world is hard. Truth be told, a relationship should be a hospital to heal your spirit and your soul. So you both deal with nonsense out there, and then you come together and say, you know what, I had a hard day. I'm not going to take nothing out on you. Just give me 10 minutes to decompress. And then if you have to put that mask on with your loved one, do that. It may be a lie, but we talked about it on our Down with Cupid show. Everybody lies, but some people are just liars. I think it's worth it to lie, only in the sense that you're trying to maintain the peace and the love. If you can't control your emotion, to do as Nikki suggested. In this piece, I think both her and James were right, though. What about you?
Yeah, no, I thought that it was great that James, he had his view on it. Like you said, he expressed that it's hard for me to lie to you. If I love you, I can't lie to you. But she made him understand exactly the point that she was making, and that this is not about, like you said, it's basically about not bringing the toxicity. So is that too much to ask? No, because this is somebody that you supposedly love. So yeah, you want to, and I think a lot of couples kind of do this already. And well, at least one of the mechanisms that they'll use is they'll kind of go home and, people speak about their day with their mate and just kind of talk about what they go through. It's a little therapy session, if you will. So people kind of try to do it. I see it with some people, but yeah, there's more to be said. Like you said, if you need to step away for a second, tell your mate, I may need 10 minutes, or do whatever it is that you need to do before you all reconvene and come back together, and you come back with the right energy. So yeah, understanding is important in this, and being able to analyze that situation, for either mate, when that person is having or going through a rough phase, whether that person needs space, or you need to go in and be comforting and do that kind of thing, but yeah, it's just being mindful that everybody goes through something. But yeah, still in all, if it's about love, and you don't want to bring the BS to the house. So yeah, just do the right thing, decompress however you need to, and then come back with the right state, and everything will be cool.
Yes, true love is a sacrifice of self, a sacrifice of your time, your money, all those things. And I always think about, not to sound cliched, how the saying goes, the children are the future. That's really what she was hinting at. So you can't raise broken children and expect to have healthy communities. That's where the sacrifice comes in. The one turns into the sum turns into the more turns into many, and the many turns into all. If we all sit up here and, just, dispense with the toxicity when we come home, and I know that sounds cliche, but considering the state of the world, I think these conversations need to be had. There needs to be a conversation about coping mechanisms that keep us from harming those close to us. Children see mom and dad arguing all the time. the toxicity becomes normalized. That spills over into the streets, crime, other messed up relationships, and then we are where we are at present. So when you love, just remember there is a sacrifice. And this goes for me too, you know, to have a person that's really in your corner that I can sacrifice for, you know, I think that's a dream for a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us. And so with this conversation, I'm going to put the whole conversation between Nikki and James in the description so you can see it in total. But it's a very good dialogue between these two very intelligent members of the Black family. Just to sit up here and get some insight and perspective and have those conversations and watch it with your loved one. Watch it with your husband, your wife, you know, your fiance, your boyfriend together and have a true dialogue, you know, share it with your family and friends because I think this is something that needs to be discussed. But anyway, this is just Warheads going in on targets. I mean, topics, I'm sorry. Did you want to add anything to the conversation before we get up out of here?
No, I think we said everything, man. I just want to, we could pretty much end that conversation. Like I said, we said it all. I just want to give some well, actually more than shout out. I want to give a rest in peace shout out. For whatever reason, my man Mouse just kind of popped up on my mind, and I haven't had a chance to really give him a proper shout out over, you know, at least since we've been doing this. So I just want to give a shout out to my man Jerry Brown, aka Mouse. Rest in peace. You was love, dude. People do miss you out here. You know, it was sad that we lost our dude. But yeah, rest in peace to my man Mouse, and that's about it.
Good. That's good stuff, man. Anyway, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, join the Warheads, and we are out till next time.